Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Gita, and here I will present journal article with the title An Overview of Islamization of Knowledge from the Perspective of International Institute of Islamic Thought by Hayatullah and Ibrahim from Scholar Journal of Economics, Business and Management. First is abstract. The Islamization has attracted the interest of Muslim intellectuals and activists throughout the world. It is highly debated contemporary issue, especially among the academia. The academic institutions spearhead the process is the International Institute of Islamic Thought and Civilization and the International Institute of Islamic Thought. This article attempts to examine the process from the IIIT perspective, due to its tremendous efforts in promotion and dissemination of the process by means of publication, seminars, and workshops. Using an analytical approach, the article concludes the urgency of the need for the dissemination of an Islamic paradigm of knowledge based on the Islamic worldview, by means of which Islamic intellectual heritage can be reactive and made capable of providing solutions to problems of contemporary society. Second is introduction. According to Al-Alwani, one of the pioneers of Islamic Institute for Islamic Thought, Islamization of knowledge basically stands for re-engineering the science and their principle in terms of methodology and epistemology with the aim of removing conflict between universal principle and scientific fact. Science, social science, and humanities are properly developed in Western countries. They are deeply rooted in Western value and to great extent influenced by Western culture. It is therefore imperative to re-evaluate them in the light of Islamic worldview, so that they could be made relevant to the context of Muslim society. A criticism of both the traditional Muslim and Western methodologies. Later, it was followed by presentation of general outline of the process, in which focus was made on identifying the epistemological foundation of an Islamic methodology. The third is a brief history of Islamization of knowledge. Generally speaking, the process of Islamization of knowledge can be tracked back to the very beginning of the Session of Divine Revelation to the Prophet Muhammad, Iqra bismi rabbikal ladzi khalaq. According to Ahsan et al., Ibn Rus, Al-Farabi, Ibn Sina, and others who were influenced by the writing of Greek philosophers, paved the way for Hellenic conceptualization in Muslim thought. A philosophical and metaphysical concept were introduced into Islamic thought, resulting in much controversy and endless sophistry. Response to this, some Muslim scholars made tremendous effort to remove the negative effect. The beginning of 15th century marked the decline of Muslim civilization and the rise of Western civilization, which had several impacts on the psychic mind of the Muslim society as they lost motivation for seeking knowledge. The second half of the first century Muslim reformer used the platform of political reform to remedy the situation to deal with the deteriorating condition of the Muslim society. Consequently, the call for political reform culminated the reform movement of the late 1st century and early 20th century. The banner of this reform movement was carried on by some modern Islamic movements. To remedy the deteriorating condition of Muslim society, group Muslim youth studying in the US in different universities come together and founded the Association of Muslim Social Scientific as a platform for addressing the crisis thought in 1972. First International Conference in 1977, diagnosing the contemporary problem of the Ummah as an intellectual crisis. They sought the remedy within the framework of thought. The association officially incorporated the International Institute of Islamic Thought in the US in 1981. For the next, the International Institute of Islamic Thought conducted its second international conference on the Islamization of knowledge for promotion of the Islamization of knowledge to examine its product and enhance the process further. For the next is the roadmap for Islamization of knowledge. Al-Faruqi, as the founder of IIIT, described 5 principles in order to Islamize knowledge, which according to him constitute the epistemological foundation of Islamic methodology. Mastery of modern discipline of knowledge, mastery of Islamic legacy relevant to those fields, establishing the relevance of Islam to each modern discipline, creative synthesis of Islamic legacy-based value with modern social science, and propelling Islamic thought in a direction leading to the fulfillment of divine patterns of Allah. Al-Alwani, third president of IIIT, drew the roadmap for Islamization by asserting the combined reading of the two books, Book of Revelation and the Book of Creation. Safi viewed Al-Faruqi plan as psychologically overwhelming and logistically difficult to attain. He proposed a revised strategy whereby Al-Faruqi point work plan is reorganized into 2 parallel tracks, one dealing with modern knowledge and its methodology, and another dealing with Islamic legacy and its methodology. Ragab categorized Islamization approach in the context of social science into 2 kinds, engagement and disengagement approach. According to him, those adopting the former approach assumed that modern knowledge could play a valuable role in the Islamization process. Those with the tendency of disengagement totally rejected the integration between Islamic and Western tradition of scholarship. For the next is combined reading of the books of the Revelation and Universe. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala stated in the Holy Quran, "Read in the name of your Lord who created human from a cloud. Read, for your Lord is most bountiful who taught by the fan, taught man that which he doesn't know." Also another verse in the Quran states, "The All-Merciful who taught the Quran created humankind and taught them expression." The above verse indicate 2 kinds of reading of the Book of Revelation and the Book of Creation. The former explain the matter of religious importance, whereas the latter explain the matter related to the natural universe. Their combined reading simultaneously could generate an accurate form of knowledge where no contradiction between religious matters and natural facts could be presumed. Their relation could be described as being complementary rather than being contradictory. And the last is conclusion. In sum, the construction of dynamic methodology based on the 5-fold unity. The unity of Allah, the unity of creation, the unity of truth and knowledge, the unity of life, and the unity of humanity constitute the main purpose of the Islamization of knowledge. The methodology adopted by Triple IT School for Islamization of Knowledge is commendable one. It combines both elements of revelation and reason in its structure in a manner that leaves no room for conflict with the revelation. This methodology, in its entirety reflecting the objective norm and ultimate purpose of the revelation, could offer adequate solution for the present crisis of thought. Thanks for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.